Well, welcome back for our third week with Tim Philpott talking about his newly released book, Player's Progress, which is I'm not blowing smoke up your skirt here, Tim. I thought it was a very clever idea to mimic the great classic. Bunyan's book, The Pilgrim's Progress, never been out of print and second only in sales to the scriptures, to the Bible themselves. Fascinating work. And so for you, I know that book meant a lot in your life. You've taken it and applied it to our love for Christ, but our love for golf. So this week, I think we're going to talk about the front nine. You mentioned the front nine last week. Tell us about this part of the book.
Well, the journey of Lucas and Pro V ends up at Hokema Golf Club. It's not easy to get to. They can barely find it. But when they finally get there, they discover basically the greatest golf course in the world. I am a frustrated golf course architect. I went to law school, but that's because I didn't know about golf course architecture. I mean, if I had known there was such a profession in 1974, I would have tried to figure out a way to do that. Because I've actually, as I sit, even when I was a judge, I would sit up there listening to the case, and I would be up at the bench doodling golf courses. Don't tell anybody I did that. But I built 1,000 golf courses on a piece of paper. And so I had this dream of building the greatest golf course in the world. So Hokema Golf Club is the greatest golf course in the world. And I built it, and it didn't cost anything. I love it. But it's all built around the idea of ideas that are found in Proverbs. When I first had this idea, I actually did a Bible study with our Links group on Proverbs. And I had 18 different themes in Proverbs that make 18 holes. And so each hole has a challenge that relates to one of the themes in Proverbs. I did the same Bible study with the Kentucky golf team where I kind of developed all these ideas. So they get on the first tee, and Adam is there. Of course, Adam is the original superintendent of this golf course. It was actually called the Eden Golf Club in the beginning, but a great flood came and wiped them out. And so for centuries, they were out of business. But along came a guy named Noah who restored the golf club, intended use, and renamed it as Hokema Golf Club. And so when you get on that first tee, you meet Holly Spiritos, who is the greatest caddy in the world. You meet another lady there who gives a speech to the group. Her name is Lady Wisdom. She's found in Proverbs. By the way, men, wisdom in the book of Proverbs is always female. And that's why a lot of the voice of wisdom that comes through the book is through female voices. Listen up, guys. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you what the Bible says. So the first hole is called trust. The second hole is called truth. You've got to tell the truth about yourself. There's golf lessons in here, by the way, all the way too. So for instance, under the truth part, you got to know your game. You got to know how far you can hit it. You got to know, can I hit it over that bunker, or do I need to lay up? You better be telling the truth about your own golf game before you go out to play. So it starts with trust, truth. The third hole is called eyes. There's a lot in Proverbs about your eyes will get you in trouble. You need to focus on the fairway, not on all the trouble. The fourth hole is prudence. There's a lot in Proverbs about prudence. Prudence is a short par 4 that you can try to drive if you're stupid, but you'll probably make a 7 on the hole if you do that. So the smart play is a 5-iron layup and a wedge on the green and get out of there with a par. So prudence is a theme in the book of Proverbs. Hole number 5 might be my most interesting one. It's called integrity. It's played in a cloud. Nobody even knows that you're playing the hole except yourself. Your integrity is tested. Golf is supposed to be about integrity, but lots of people cheat. Everybody gets tempted to cheat, especially me. And so the 6th hole is patience. It's a long par 3. 7th hole is temper. There's a lot in Proverbs about temper. You find Peter is on that hole. St. Peter is on that hole with his old friend Malchus. He chopped his ear off one time. The 8th hole is tongue. There's a lot about your tongue. It's a short little par 3 that kind of looks like the 7th hole at Pebble Beach. And then the 9th hole is heart. King David is on that hole. And so the front 9 leads up is fantastic. But at the very end of the front 9 is a mountain. It's called the Mountain of Threes. And to me, that's my favorite part of the book. On this Mountain of Threes are a lot of the great threesomes in the history of golf, like Palmer, Nicklaus, and Player, lots of other threesomes and that kind of thing. But when you get to the top of the mountain, Jesus is there with Moses and Elijah, and people are there. So some of the great threesomes in history are on this mountain, and that's kind of my favorite part.
Oh, this is good stuff. You know, I got to read portions of it, but I can't wait to get the book myself and read it. Well, thanks for week number 3. You're going to join us next week for week 4?
I will. I'll be happy to.
And we look forward to seeing everybody next Friday morning. God bless.